Hi everyone, this is my new video about English language oral exam preparation. In this video we are dealing with the topic of health. I will pick 3 random questions that can occur at any kind of language exam, and I will also try to help you how to answer these questions at a B2 level. Okay, so the level is roughly B2, sometimes a little bit higher. My videos can help you if you are trying to practice at home on your own, but I expect you to be active. After each question, you have to pause this video and say your own answer aloud. This is how you make progress. You make progress even if I don't hear your answer. Okay? There are 3 parts. In the first part, I ask you 3 questions and you answer them. In the second part, I teach you new expressions. Like maybe they are new for you, fancy expressions or useful expressions about this topic. And in the third part, I will repeat the very same questions again. And I will also tell you 3-4 expressions that I expect you to include in your answer. So this is basically a step-by-step practice. And if you do it, I'm sure you will make progress. So let's get ready. And the topic is health. The first question comes from this book. I picked it from this book. 1,000 questions, 1,000 answers, B2 level. And the question is, what must we do to keep in good health? Pause the video and give your answer. Nice. The next question comes from this book. Színes, kérdések és válaszok, angol, nyelvből, B2 level. Have you ever been injured? What happened? Pause the video, say your answer. Very good. Okay, and the last question comes from this book. Oxford Exam Trainer, B2 level. What facilities are provided in your neighborhood for people with disabilities? What help is available in your school? Pause the video, give your answer. Nice, good. And now the second part. Let me teach you some expressions that maybe you haven't studied so far. First one is kick a bad habit, or kick bad habits, kick unhealthy habits, which basically means you stop those bad habits, you give up. You give up those habits, okay. Next one is workout. Workout is basically physical exercise, okay. Balanced diet. A balanced diet means that you pay attention to what you eat. You don't just eat one category of food. I mean, you don't just eat meat and potatoes, but there is a balance, a good balance. You also eat a good portion of vegetables and fruits and dairy products. Don't forget, rich in proteins. So basically, in this case, your diet is balanced. Emergency room, that you say in the USA, emergency room, or casualty department, they are the same. These are places in a hospital where people are taken if they suffered an accident and they got injured. Now they need immediate help. They don't have time to call someone and ask for an appointment for 2 or 3 days later. They need an urgent help. So if you suffered an accident, an injury, you're taken to an emergency room. Maybe they operate on you, but they examine you immediately. Next one is swollen. Swollen means that something gets larger, rounder in size. If it's in your body, one body part gets swollen because of the fluids getting accumulated there because of an injury. Swollen. X-ray. X-ray is a photographic or digital image of a part of your body, and it's made by X-rays which pass through your body part. Well, in Hungarian we say röntgen. It's difficult to define it. Stitches. When a needle and a thread is used like this, okay? We sew something, for example, a piece of clothing, and if it's on your skin because of a wound, then Well, they sew it and there are stitches, okay, on your skin. In Hungarian, öltések. Accessible. Accessible means that you can use that thing easily. For example, if a building is accessible for a disabled person, it means that a disabled person can easily enter that building. So it's accessible. A wheelchair. Well, the word explains itself, I think. People who can't use their legs. They sit in a chair with large wheels and they roll on it, basically. This is how they get around in a wheelchair. Stairlift. Now, the stairlift is there for the disabled people in a wheelchair to be lifted up on the stairs because they can't stand up and walk up the stairs. So this is why they need a special stairlift. And a hearing aid is a little device for people who are deaf or people with hearing difficulties. Now, this little device is inside the ear, but I have seen some right behind the ear on the head, and that this device helps you hear sounds. Okay. All right, and we got to the third part of this video. I will ask you the same questions again. I will tell you expressions that I want you to include in your answers. And don't forget to pause the video and say something, say 3 or 4 sentences in which you somehow include the words that I just taught you. So the first question, what must we do to keep in good health? And the words I want you to use: kick bad habits, workout, and balanced diet. Pause the video, give your answer. Lovely. Okay, next question. Have you ever been injured and what happened? In the words I want you to use. And before you answer, if it never happened to you because you're a lucky person, and I'm so happy to hear that, in this case, well, it's tricky. If it never happened to you, you can say no, never, because I'm lucky. However, I recommend you to try to think of someone you know who had an accident, maybe your little brother when he was a kid, or your cousin or your best friend or your neighbor, and then you tell about their case. So again, the question, have you ever been injured and what happened? And the words I want you to include, not exclude: emergency room, swollen, x-ray, or stitches. Pause the video. And now, the last question. What facilities are provided in your neighborhood for people with disabilities? What help is available at your school? And the words to include: accessible, wheelchair, stairlift, and hearing aid. Pause the video. Good job, everyone. I'm sure you made a lot of efforts. And now, if you wish to hear some sample answers, well, I will tell you some. But don't forget that these are just examples. I'm sure that what you said is very good. Some of you might have even better ideas than the things I teach you here. So I just give you some examples, okay? In case if. So to keep in good health, first of all, you have to kick all those bad habits, unhealthy habits. For example, eating too much fatty food, sugary food, food rich in carbohydrates, szénhidrátok. Carbohydrates are like white bread, potato, pasta, and rice. Okay, so fatty food, sugary food, and carbohydrates, you kick those habits. And then another bad habit is spending too much time in front of the television on the couch, or another habit is smoking or drinking too much alcohol. So first of all, you have to kick all those bad habits. You have to do workout on a regular basis. You can go running or you can do any other physical exercise. You can go to the gym or you can download really good workout videos. They're very useful. Now, working out helps manage weight, build muscles, combat health issues. It can also boost energy. It improves your mood and it can promote better sleep. Okay, also you have to maintain a balanced diet which is rich in fibers, vitamins and minerals. Very important. Okay, next question. Have you ever been injured and what happened? One can hit themselves, hurt themselves, burn or cut or scratch themselves. Or you can say that the ambulance was called and you were rushed to hospital. Maybe they took you to the emergency room and an x-ray was taken. Or if you had a broken arm or leg, it was put in a plaster. And if you had a deep and big wound, then maybe it had to be sewn and you got some stitches. Okay, facilities in your neighborhood for the disabled people and help in your school. So people with disabilities are people in a wheelchair or the blind or the deaf, etc. In your neighborhood, there might be some ramps outside the buildings or some stair lifts inside some buildings to make these buildings accessible for the disabled. Blind people can get a special guide dog and deaf people can have access to hearing aids. And in your school there might be some stair lifts or accessible toilets, or we can also call it disabled toilets or handicapped toilets. There are many different expressions for the same thing. So guys, this was my video about health. Remember that there are many different areas of health to talk about. The special treatments, medicines, the pharmacy, to consult a doctor, what do you do, dentist, alternative medicine. All these areas are waiting for you to discover them. And don't forget that I enclosed 2 useful links in the description of my video. They might be helpful for you. And take care of you guys, okay? Be careful wherever you go. And good luck with your exams. And I will come back later with some other videos. You take care. Goodbye.